one decision can impact a lot of people, and you guys made that one decision to be here today to learn, to educate the people around you, because you're now going to get on this journey, and people will join you. It's going to be beautiful. So to get started, I want to educate you what flipping mindsets is to me. To me, it's being able to come into this room and share what I'm passionate about. It's able to come into this room at peace with my business, because, no offense, I don't need this to run my business, but I need this to run my life, to fulfill my passion, my purpose. And that brings me to peace. It allows me to come in here with no ego and just straight open up what my business is, what I do, how these guys do it, and with intentions to help all of us come together and impact the community. All right? So who's here willing to make a commitment? Man, so we all good then. We all good. All right, so let's get started. So this is our schedule to give you the breakdown, because I didn't tell you guys anything. You guys just pretty much bought the ticket and showed up, and I guess you trusted Diaz, and we're here today, right?
Trust Diaz.
Right? So it's beautiful. So here's the building blocks. Here's what it looks like. My life, I feel like, brought me here today. I've been on, I don't know how many little jobs. I even did an electric job when I think about it, right? So I worked at Domino's as a delivery driver, so I got to really learn the streets. I got to interact with people, and I got to see, all right, this guy rents, this guy owns. So I got familiar with the areas, right? And then I worked at a company called ICR, so I was doing sales on the phone. So I got real familiar with sales call, cold calling, getting hung up on. People saying, don't call me no more. But I was able to do that because it was part of my process, right? So it brought me here to real estate today, where I'm able to run the streets and be on the phone and not feel limited, right? Because I'm very passionate about my business, so it gives me this energy, and that gave me the experience, right? So I feel built for this. It's like when you make it to the league. It's like Lonnie, he's been playing ball all his life. We expected him to make it to the NBA, right? So what really changed my life is, oh, that little thing's in the way. Can I move that?
I got you.
So what really changed my life is, a part of it hurt, right? I wanted to spend more time with my wife. I wanted to stop missing the birthdays, stop missing the little games that, my cousins had, or, one of my friends had, and I wanted to take control of my time. I wanted to make more money. At this point, I'm working at DECA. I was getting paid every week. It's so hard to leave a job that pays you every single week, because you're like, I can't make that commitment to go out there and be commission-based. I get a check every week. I just got to show up and play my part. So I knew that. I knew you just got to show up and play your part. So it drove me to real estate. I was working with this guy. He was paying me a couple bucks to sell some houses, and I wasn't experienced. I didn't even know how to fix it. I still don't know how to really fix a house. You know what I'm saying? But I know how to communicate. And the most important thing to me was helping people buy, not selling. I don't have to sell you anything you don't want to buy. It's so simple. People want to be sold all the time, but on something that they want to buy. I'm probably the easiest person to sell. If you come with a good offer, and it makes sense and it fits with my life, let's do it. It's just going to help me get better. To me, it's an investment, the way I look at it. I spend the time learning, and the dollars don't really matter. The most important thing is the time, right? So I'm at DECA. I'm missing all this time with my family, and I want to interact with people. I want to be in business, and I chose real estate. You can do so many different things, but real estate is it. I became a student. I learned what it was going to take to get here, to be able to grow and talk to people, because I knew from the beginning it wasn't about me, right? The reason I got into real estate is because I got tired of getting kicked out or not being able to live wherever I wanted to. So I was renting, then we were renting, and then things happened and we had to move. And we bought a house last minute, Cassandra and I. And ever since we bought that house, I was telling all my friends, yo man, you should buy a house, and I just did it. It was cool. I feel real good. My mortgage is only $350. I love it. And I just became a natural salesperson, just telling people. And then I started selling them houses by accident. So then I was like, yeah, I really got it now. I really got it. I knew I wanted to do it. I bought a house myself. I went through it, and I said, this is it. Then I started interacting, and I started selling houses, right? I knew that I had to work with people I wanted to work with. I knew I was new. I knew these people with these $1 million houses weren't really going to trust me. So I said, I need to work with my people, people that want to buy, people that have no experience. And those are going to be sellers in the future. So I started my business determining my audience right away. I said, I'm going to work with buyers, and in the future, they're going to sell and buy another house. And they're going to call me to sell that house and buy the next house, if I do my job in the beginning, if I provide them with this service. And I was so passionate just telling everybody to buy a house that it was easy for me to do that. All right? And then I said, I need to be around the right people. I need to learn what it's going to take. Oh, you guys looked up. You scared me. I thought it kept going. So I needed to be around the right people. So I got with some loan officers. I learned what it was like to get different kind of loans. Because when I bought, I used one kind of loan. I didn't use every loan. So I met with different loan officers. I made it a point to make a lunch every day with a loan officer for like 2 weeks. I always recommend that I meet with everyone. And I made it a point to only meet with the cool ones, to be honest with you. Right? And then the lunches were free. So then I met with a few title companies because I wanted to be able to get the deal to closing. And every deal was different. Every title company was different. They have a different process. So then I got familiar with the process. By just interacting with these people, it's so easy for us to talk about what we do. You can tell me about HVAC all day just naturally, right? So that's the beauty of real estate. You're able to just communicate and talk about the part that you enjoy the most. So I enjoyed connecting with people. That's what made me be the real estate agent. Because the purpose of me doing that was I was in already. I wanted to learn the different perspectives and the different things that I could do. So these are a bunch of things that you can do within real estate. You can be an investor. I'm an investor too. You can wear every single hat if you want to. Good luck with that, you know. But you got to choose your path. So I started with real estate, and I said I'm going to be a realtor first. I'm going to learn the process. I'm going to learn the areas. I'm going to determine the comps. Me and Jamie were selling properties in the Northeast, and we determined the value for that area after a while because we sold everything in that immediate area. So I knew when I bought something, I already knew what it was worth because we're the ones that sell them, you know. But this all came from me having that initial experience of being the buyer's agent. That's how I started, and that's how I became the selling agent now. So now I'm able to represent a lot of sellers, and my team helps me represent the buyers because that's what builds the business at the end of the day. Being able to work with the people that want to accomplish this, that want, in a sense, to be sold because they want to buy a house, right? So moving forward, I knew I had to be popular. That's where I kind of learned the famous Jorge on social media thing. So that's where I said, we spend so much time on social media, including myself. I'm always scrolling down and I see all these other guys on there. And I was tired of being the guy that they were, like I was tired of watching these guys and I wanted to be the guy that they were watching. That's pretty much what I got down to. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna be on here all day long, I might as well see myself so that other people see me too. So then at that point, I learned what it was gonna be like to build a social media platform. You know, going live, posting every day, posting at 8, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then realizing that people have 3 different shifts and they make that new 4th shift out now. So you gotta be able to cater to all these people because you can schedule at different times your posts. So I made that a point. I knew that I had to hit all these people. I knew some of their schedules. I knew the people that work 9 to 5, and I was gonna hit them at 9 o'clock when they're on their way to work. Because, you know, most people drive and look at their phone. You know what I'm saying? Right? So at that point, then I said, I need to be like a little genius, a technology geek, right? So I needed to learn the systems because I knew that technology existed. I knew that I could put things into play. Vlad helped me with Pipe Drive, Zap. So there's a bunch of programs that exist that once you put yourself in the room and you're like, all right, this is what I'm going to do, you're going to learn the things that will leverage that position, that would help you advance, help you interact with more people, have better quality, follow up with people, right? So Pipe Drive for me is my CRM. So when I say follow up, that is how I get most of my deals, right? People call me and they want to buy a house, but then just things never work out. When I call them back, yo, what's up, man? You say you want to buy? Yeah, you know what, Jorge, I'm ready right now. Send me this guy's information. They're ready to work. It was just on the follow, but I wasn't even putting any pressure. Right? But that's how most of us are because we're so busy. We're ready to do something and then we get a phone call and we drop the ball. But then we get back to it, right? Because with the follow-up, right? If I call you, you'll buy, you'll pick it up. All right, so I reached the point where I was a student and I wanted to get in the game. So I got licensed and I made my LLC with my wife. And we're like, we're gonna go full throttle now. Now we're gonna be an agent and an investment company. So the beauty was I was getting phone calls and I was able to go to these properties and say, well, sir, you know, I could put it up for sale, but I also could buy it, you know, based on the condition and based on what you're saying. I'll buy it at the price that you're saying. You don't even, you know, I don't even have to negotiate. So being a realtor brought me all these deals all of a sudden, right? So then I started advertising, like, this is probably a joke. Now I was good at social media and I was like, hey, I'm looking to buy some houses. People started hitting me up. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, these deals are the deals that I'm gonna flip. And now they're all of a sudden coming to me, right? All through social media. But I knew my audience. I knew what I wanted, right? So through that system, I was like, all right, so now how can I get consistent? How can I continue to do this? So I had to level up. I hired a coach. I hired employees. I built a team. And I was like, all right, in order for me to be great, I need to have a great team. So I started to educate myself on what it would take to build the right team. Because we're all here today and we can all do numbers by ourselves. but together we can do so much more. That's the reason why we're in this room today, so that we can do numbers. Because everyone in here has the potential to do this business. It just matters of how you want to play it, all right? So I wanted to play ball. I wanted to be great. So with this team, I knew that was going to get me there. So then we started celebrating. We got snap too fast. Did we get this part already? Did I show this slide?
I think you were at the other one before this one.
Huh?
I think you were before this one.
Yeah, I'm going too fast. Well, this is where I was at. I already said all this. Okay. So this video, did anyone see this video by chance? I don't know. You guys remember this video? It was a pretty big video. I got a lot of views. I got so many leads from it. This video changed my life. This video, like, we got 44,000 views, and it gave me a perspective that it didn't matter where you were from. I knew I was from Reading. I know I'm from the hood. I know all that. But when I got these views, I was like, man, you know what? I'm getting this attention. Now, what do I do with this attention now? How do we develop this into a successful opportunity? So we kept selling. Our team was grinding. Kevin was grinding. We sold a bunch of houses. We got married, and it was all through real estate. It was all through being in the game. I wanted to be great, and I was just working so hard, and I was able to do these things. And this gave me so much more energy to continue to work. Have you ever taken a vacation and gone back to work with energy? Yeah. That's what I felt every day. I was so passionate about this business. It's like, if you love playing basketball, imagine if you come with me and I'll teach you how to really shoot, and then you go back to play. You'll just feel so much more energy, right? You'll feel developed. You have the skills. That's how I felt. With the team, it really made a big impact because you have your down days, but it didn't exist. You walk in and everyone's energy is pumped. Everyone has a bigger vision because we all want to be great. And to be great, we knew we had to be consistent. So we had to go to the next level because it doesn't stop. You just keep going. It started with just me, and then I had a vision to help. Then I had a vision to build a team. Now we got a team. Now we got a vision to be consistent every day and build a bigger team. And in order to do that, we needed marketing, sales, and execution. Marketing so that everyone can get your attention. I mean, see who you are because some people don't know you. So you need marketing. It doesn't matter who you are. You need sales because you need to generate business. You need to close deals. You need to offer a service, right? And the execution was where we had the quality control. We want to make sure we're following up with people when we say we're going to follow up. We want to email you when we say we're going to email you, right? We want to find you this deal when we say we want to find you this deal. And we had to build the system around it. And the system was to connect with people, to interact with as many people as possible. Like I have this small thing with Kevin. We want to do 7 deals a month. So we know we need to reach 70 people, and we'll get 7 deals, guaranteed. That's all we need to do. So we just need to reach 70 people, though, that are interested in buying real estate or selling real estate. Not just a random 70 people. So we have our audience. So now that we have our audience, we're able to dive a little deeper, right? So we want to work with these people that, maybe have credit repair. We want to fix their credit. We want to get them going. These people that maybe, have been renting for 10 years at the same place. Those are the people ready to buy. These are people that I target. I make videos targeted to these people. I email them. I send them postcards. I make sure to interact with them and connect with them. Get personal. Talk about the things that really matter to them. All right? The next thing that we do is put our feet on the street. We do property inspections. We go out and make sure that we're finding what our client wants before the client sends it to us. So putting your feet on the street, making the impact, right? Because you're learning all this information, but now you got to go out there and actually do something about it. So that's what's feet on the street, connecting with people. All right? And then from there comes the contracts. We're showing properties, we're seeing properties that they want to put for sale. We might be buying properties, whatever it may be. But this is the good part. This is the money part. This is when they're buying the house. This is when they're selling the part. And this is all 3 different departments as you've seen it. So this is all 3 different roles. This is not one person. And if it is, you're a superhero. Because this is not easy. And in order for you to level up, you got to know the numbers very, very, very deep. Right? You got to know the KPIs to another level. You have to know that you have to interact with X amount of people to close X amount of deals. And you know that by knowing the numbers. So the way we do that is different. Right? We know that, for example, let's say 20,000. Anybody in here not cool with 20,000 a month? Everybody likes 20,000 a month. So in real estate, we said, all right, everybody like 20,000 a month. If we just play off of that number, unless you live in California, then you might be tight. So 20,000, what's that going to do? What would 20,000 do for you? Right? Like you can pay your school debt, credit card debt. Do you have any of that?
No.
Yes, you're good. You your wife could be a stay-at-home
Buy a race
mom.
car.
Yeah, you go buy a race car. You can take care
Pay off
of
your
your
credit card.
grandparents. You could, let's see, what could you do with 20 grand? Pay your own shit, that's fine.
Pay off my school debt, pay off my car.
Alright, what you got? Somebody back here. What you got? What would you guys do with 20 grand? For your job? See, that's big, right? Travel. What else?
Reinvest.
Alright, so fair to say we got a lot of ideas that we could come up with 20 grand, right? Alright, so the way we did that is alright, so we're very, very clear that 20 grand will help us. Now, how do we do that? We said, let's break it down. Let's do 4 deals at 5,000. That'll give us that, right? And then the way we're going to do that, again, what I told you guys in the beginning, getting people's attention. Marketing. The way we did that, your boy, uses social media. I'm big on Facebook. Anybody here use Facebook Ads Manager? Not Facebook. Or for use. So that's another level. That's where you can see all the numbers for advertising. So if you're going to be on Facebook advertising, check out Facebook Ads Manager, right? If you want to reach the young crowd, you're going to be on Instagram. You want to reach somewhat of the older crowd, you're going to be on Facebook. If you got a lot of stuff to say, get on Twitter. I don't got Twitter. Right? So the point with all this is, who do you want to interact with? I was very clear on who I wanted to interact with. I just told you guys, Facebook, I knew I was going to reach some older people. Instagram, I was going to reach the younger people like me. And when I go live, everyone gets an alert on both platforms. So I leverage that. And then outside of that, you say something that gets their attention. Right? If I say, hey, I have this new program that I'm giving away, message me if you like this, all of a sudden you message me. Now I know that I got people that are interested in this specific thing. So with real estate, I leverage that. If you're an investor, you want to find a bunch of people that have ugly houses or, don't want to pay them anymore, right? So you determine that audience and you just cater to it, right? So that's what I did. I determined the audience in the beginning, and with these social media platforms, I was able to leverage that. Cold calling. Anybody here familiar with cold calling? Any experience with cold calling? Who loves it? Nobody. So cold calling. That's our huge method right there. We call it at least $500 a day. I got a team of 2 people that do it because I get anxiety and I'll go crazy. But I only do it when I have to lead by example. But that's a tough gig, but you have to do the important things like that. The things that you don't want to do, hire someone. That's what I did. That's been able to help us. Stuttering so much. Referrals. Anybody in here ever go through their phone and hit up everybody about something? Whether it be a party, whether it be a surprise party, a graduation. You ever do it? Invite them somewhere. You ever do it for business? I do that all the time, baby. Every once in a while when I'm bored or it's raining, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go hard today. I'm going to hit up everyone I know. Because if I hit you up, you'll refer me to 2, 3 people. You'll refer me to 2, 3 people. You'll refer me. Now all of a sudden, look what I got. I just spoke to 3 of you, and that day, you're just speaking about, yo, man, my boy George, we can help you out if anything. And now we're spreading word. And if I did that every day and went through each role, now all of a sudden my name's out there, and everyone knows what I do. I do that with my friends and family all the time. They want to see me do better. They understand that I'm doing this to help everyone around us. So they're going to refer my name. They've seen my work. They see I'm always on social media working, so, it's easy for them to pass the name along than some random stranger. So I do this every month, at least once a month when it's raining, or my team does it every month for sure. But I try to do it because I think it makes a big difference when I do it. I just feel different interacting with the people that I care for and that care for me and want to move forward. All right? So direct mail. Anyone in here do direct mail? I use it like crazy. If you don't know, that's the way. I do about 1,000 a week. It's not crazy, but sending 1,000 a week, I get 1 deal a week, guaranteed. I can give you the numbers that we get 50 phone calls, yada, 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 yada. We get 1 deal out of 1 mailing. 1 mailing should cost you less than $1,000. And we need 4 deals, right, to make 5,000. So what we do is, this is usually our bread and butter. We do this every week, we're bound to get 1 deal a week. So that's 4 deals a month, which plays us out at our numbers. So we're very clear that these 4 marketing strategies can each bring us in at least 1 client. 1 client adds up to that 4 that we need. Right? Each, there's 4, and that'll bring you to that 20,000. Right? The most important thing that you can do is work on your business, not in your business too deep. Right? Like I told you, I hate cold calling. I'm not afraid to admit that. I got a team that does that. I hate being on social media all day long. I got a team that does that. Right? But I come up with the concept. I have the message. I come up with the script. I'm very personal on that aspect, but I'm not afraid to hire a team. I'm not afraid to grow by paying someone else. A lot of people are concerned that they pay someone, they're going to be in bad shape. Nah, man. You want to have a team. You want that person to leverage that position, right? So at the end of the day, I want you guys to make a commitment. I made the commitment to get into real estate. I wanted to control my check. I wanted to be able to travel when I wanted to. I wanted to really be creative. I enjoy the fact that I have no limit. I can create whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. And if I had a job, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. And if you know me, you know I'm young and crazy, and I like to say whatever I want, whenever I want. And this allows me to do that, right? And being able to have a crowd like this, we can do so much more. So that's what I got on my first presentation with you guys. My next one's gonna be a lot deeper. I'm gonna tell you the systems that we use, how we operate with them, you know, the numbers behind it. But to give you an outline, this is what it takes. You have to make the commitment to control your time, your check, and your creativity.